What's up, y'all? I'm Deidre, and this is Shade Tree Reads. So, a lot of you are probably wondering, where has she been? Others of you are wondering, who this woman? And I'm just here to let you know that I moved. And that's where I've been. And I was telling Bree that I wanted to participate this year, but I couldn't do too much. And she was like, Deidre, come on, let's get into it. But first of all, like I said in the very beginning, I have moved. And this is a little bit, I'm sorry if you can hear my husband snoring, it's all good. This house is kind of old, and there is a con tree that shades part of the house, and occasionally you'll hear the cons like hitting the roof, or you'll hear something run across the roof, which is squirrels trying to eat the nuts. So child, just bear with me on that, okay? My apologies if the angle changed a little bit. I had to get my glasses and figure out a light situation here. I don't know how I feel about it, but I can't find stuff. As you can see, my bookshelves are empty, and I'm just trying to participate this year, y'all. This year, Bree has changed up Blackoweenathon quite a bit, and so I have a bit of information to deliver to y'all. That's why I needed my glasses. So this year, Blackoweenathon is taking place in Toulas Parish. It is a fictional town that Bree has created for us to explore in order to fulfill the prompts for Blackoweenathon this year. So the way you interact with it is you choose a role. There are 3 roles that you can be. You are the investigator, Thoreau, I think is how you pronounce it. You will roll your die, which we'll talk about in just a minute, 6 times, so there's really no need for you, like, you will fulfill all the other lower positions by doing the highest one. And let's get into what each position is, so that makes some sense. There are 6 locations and 6 prompts per location, and each location is given a different vibe, right? So in order to explore each location, you have to, like I said earlier, pick a role. You can either be the amateur share, which means you'll only do 1 to 2 prompts. You can be detective bon ton, which means you'll do 3 to 4 prompts. Or like I said earlier, you can be the investigator Thoreau, which is 5 to 6 prompts. And if you were me and you're going for the highest role, then there would really be no need to roll the die or worry about the other roles, because you're going to do all 6, right? So let's talk about the locations. As was previously mentioned, you are going to be interacting with Toulas Parish for Blackoweenathon this year, and once you pick your role, you're going to want to know what the vibes are at each location, right? So what that was, like, the light is weird in the hallway. I don't know what's going on. So like I said earlier, each of the 6 locations have a different vibe, and there's a group read to coordinate with each vibe. So let's get into what the vibes are. So Bayou Haunted House is where people can choose books with ghostly elements. Then Ruby's Crew is where people can read comics, graphic novels, and middle grade crime fiction novels. Then Laissez-Faire Streetcar, this is where readers can read books that deal with time manipulation, using location as time, and the options, or like, I guess the setting is what they mean by that, and the options are endless here. The next location is Joe's Library, and this is where readers can read backlisted books that fall within the Blackoweenathon theme, which I don't think I've mentioned in this video, but we've had a problem in previous years, so let's be clear real quick. Like, Black authors, Black characters, crime fiction, those are the requirements. Next we have St. Treme Graveyard. This is where readers can read horror, dark horror, and darker themes of crime fiction. This is where body horror, this is just straight up where the horror girlies are going to live. Okay, and then the last one we have is Noir Apothecary. This is for the cozy girls. This is where your romantic suspense, your paranormal mysteries that have romantic elements, or just your straight up cozy mysteries. This is where those girls will be. Okay, my bad about the location change. I felt like I was yelling over my husband's snores, which y'all might not have been able to hear, but if you hear it in the video, then you know what it is. But so let's get into the group reads. Y'all, it's just so many noises in this house, and like I haven't figured out where all the switches are, like what controls what. So like random, sometimes husband will be in the living room turning on the light, and it's for like all the outside switches, or it'll be for the hallway or an outlet, that because it's an old house. It just, please forgive me for looking every which way. It's just kind of a lot going on. Okay, so for Bayou's Haunted House, this is going to be led by Bree. She is going to be having us read The Good House by Tanana Reeve Dew. There will be a discussion of this book that just hasn't been announced yet, so wait, or keep an eye on Bree's channel for that announcement if you want to be around to discuss The Good House for the Bayou Haunted House. The group read for Ruby's crew is The Dark 30s, Southern Tales of the Supernatural, and Ashley from Bookish Realm and Realm of Comics is the host for that book. There is no date or time listed here just yet, so keep an eye on Ashley's 2 channels to know when you can join in on that discussion. St. Treme Graveyard, the group read for that is All the Sinners by S.A. Cosby. The host for that is Life as Monet, and that will be on YouTube. Again, a date and time has not been announced for that discussion, but look at subscribe to Life as Monet's channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when that video goes up. Noir Apothecary is the next location. That host is going to be Alana as well as Bree, also on YouTube, and the group read for that is The Plot is Murder by V. Next is Laissez-Faire Streetcar, and the group read for that one is The Dark Place by Brittney S. Lewis, and that will be hosted by Brandy. Books with Brandy is the channel name, and Bree Cherie Reads is the other co-host for that particular location, and that platform is also on YouTube. And the last location is Joe's Library. The group read for that will be The Gilda Stories, and the hosts will be Bree and Erica from The Broken Spine, and once again the platform is YouTube. So Bree has given us a lot of resources to use this year. Well, she gives us these resources every year, but it keeps building year after year as people continue to participate in Blackoweenathon and add to the TBR list. So if you're like, I have no idea where to even start as far as picking a book for any of these locations or any of these vibes, or to participate in Blackoweenathon, I will have the link to the recommendations list. It's a Google Doc in the description box. So do you remember earlier when I was telling you that you had some roles that you could pick to decide how to interact with Toulas Parish? Well, this is where those come in when we get to the prompts. One caveat is you do get to re-roll once, and they're just gonna have this on the honor system. I'm just gonna read what Bree's instruction says. You have one opportunity to re-roll at each place. Once that re-roll is done, in order to re-roll again, you will have to choose to read a book from a pre-made list of books to read created by the host of Blackoweenathon. And I'm not 100% on this, but I think that is from the recommendations list that I told you about a few moments ago. In case you needed somewhere to stop, you need to pick something off that list to definitely read if you have already re-rolled and you want to roll again. The goal is to achieve the highest level, which is Investigator Thoreau, at each of the locations. So one little thing that I see here as I'm reading the fine print, it says, once you finish Investigator Thoreau for a place, the position will carry until the next year. The other roles do not carry, and you will have to start again the next year if you do not choose the role of Investigator Thoreau at that particular location, the new location that you're choosing in the next year. Hopefully that makes sense. So basically, unless you do 6 prompts for a location, you will have to start over with the prompts next year. This year is where we're starting the roles, establishing which role we're going to play. I hope that makes sense, because it makes sense to me, but then repeating it back to you guys, I just want to make sure. If not, go watch Bree's announcement video. It made much more sense in hers. Let's see if y'all can see this. I'm gonna show you what the light is doing out in the hallway. It's just, I don't know if it's the tree shading or what. Hold up. Something's going on weird with the light out there, and I've been catching it out of the corner of my eyes. Weird. Okay, y'all, it's a little later in the day, and I had to get some clarification on prompts, and I wanted to do some more thinking before the end of this video. But here we are. We have 6 locations, 6 vibes, 6 prompts. Each location, if you roll a 6, you will land on the free space, so you can use that for whatever. I just had to go and see if I could figure out what was going on with the lights. See if my husband was messing with me, because he knows I'm kind of jumpy out here. Okay, so back to the prompts. We have 6 locations and 6 prompts each. Let's go with the first one. These are in no particular order. Let's start with the Bayou Haunted House. The first prompt is a possession story. Second prompt is ghost of someone who resides over the house. Third prompt is a house set in the South. Fourth prompt, a book with house, mansion, home, estate in the title. Fifth prompt, medium or fifth prompt, medium or spiritual leader. Then let's go on to Noir Apothecary. The first one is cozy mystery with the romance subplot. The second one is cozy mystery with the food element. Third one is cozy mystery with the pet. The fourth one is cozy mystery with an amateur sleuth. The fifth one is cozy mystery in a small town. And then the sixth one is a free space. Let's jump to Joe's Library. The prompts are, the first one, historical reference. The second one, mystery book set in the 70s. Third, mystery book set in the 2000s. So like 2000 through 2010. Fourth prompt is book published by a black man. Fifth one is a book with a musical element. And then the sixth one is a free space. Let's go to St. Treme Graveyard next. That is a book, the prompts for St. Treme Graveyard are a book of the night vibes. My battery's about to die. Oh Lord. Child, we gotta wrap this thing up. I done had to go get lights and there's raccoons and storms and The prompts for St. Treme Graveyard are: number 1, a book with of the night vibes. Number 2, a book where a deal is made. Number 3, a murder with multiple POVs. Number 4, a horror mystery book with body parts. Do with that what you will. Number 5, a book with ancestral knowledge. Do with that what you will. And number 6 is a free space. Laissez-faire streetcar. The prompts are as follows. If I'm gonna have to fly, we're gonna have to do something with this, cause I got some scragglers. They're getting in my way. Laissez-faire streetcar, the prompts are: number 1, a book with time jumps. Number 2, a book with unreliable. Number 2, a book with an unreliable narrator. Number 3, a black classic. And remember, these have to stay within the Blackoweenathon parameters. Black author, black characters, crime fiction. So when it says a black classic, it needs to be crime fiction classic. So that would be number 4 is a book with traveling. Number 5 is a black author outside the US. And number 6 is a free space. Ruby's crew is number 1, strong friendship. Number 2, root magic. Number 3, a book set in the summer or spring. Number 4, a book with a secret. Number 5, a book with a character. Number 5, a book where a character gets infected. Number 6 is a free space. And just for giggles, Noir Apothecary is the one I'm leaning towards, but I don't really like the main character. Free space. I'm finna go check this out. I'm gonna turn the camera that way so y'all can see what's going on. Let me just chow.